got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin the ceremony. At this time, if you could please take your seats. If you have one or two seats next to you, I'd appreciate it if you'd raise your hand, wave it high in the air. We have lots of guests here that would love to sit and not stand through the whole ceremony. Additionally, we have a satellite viewing location that is just out the double doors to the left. If you'd prefer that, I've been told that there is air conditioning in that space. Don't all run at once. Again, thank you for being here. Please take your seats, and we'll begin momentarily.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. I don't need no reason, don't need control. I fly so high, no ceiling when I'm in my zone. Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop, stop, stop. Under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move where you already know, so just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel the good, good creeping up on you, so just dance, dance, dance. Come on, all those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling, so just dance, dance, dance. I can't stop the feeling, so just dance, dance, dance. I can't stop the feeling, so just dance, dance, dance. I can't stop the feeling, yeah, so keep dancing. Oh, yeah, yeah. I can't stop the. 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 Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good, good creeping up on you, so just dance, dance, dance.
Good evening. Please stand for the singing of the national anthem by Holly Williams, a 2018 graduate in cosmetology program, peer ambassador, All USA academic team member, and recipient of the 2018 Vice President of Instruction Award.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That was beautiful. Everyone, join me in another round of applause and thank Holly for that great job. Good evening, everyone. My name's Dr. Tani Dotson. I'm the Vice President for Strategic Development here at Clover Park, and I have two quick jobs. My first is to introduce the stage party, and then my second job is to welcome you, and I'm going to make it quick so we can get started. I want to start by introducing Clover Park Technical College's president, Dr. Joyce Loveday. Seated next to her is our Board of Trustees, Mr. Mark Martinez, our Vice Chair, Mr. Wayne Withrow, Ms. Mary Moss, and the Chair of our Board of Trustees, Ms. Lua Pritchard. And behind them is Mr. Lauren Davis, Principal of the Northwest Career and Technical High School, Mr. Larry Clark, Vice President of Finance and Administration, Ms. Mabel Edmonds, Vice President of Instruction, and Mr. Scott Lachelet, the Vice President of Student Success. Well, everyone, welcome to the graduation ceremony honoring Clover Park Technical College's class of 2018. Graduates, the world is waiting for you because you are about to do great things. So let's get started by inviting Dr. Joyce Loveday to the stage.
So graduates, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, and trustees, it's an honor to be here this evening with you to celebrate the academic achievements of our 2018 graduating class of Clover Park Technical College. Graduates, we are so proud of you, and we're pleased to be here with you today as you're being recognized for the completion of an important step of your journey. Your presence today symbolizes accomplishment, hard work, dedication, and study. The awards conferred today symbolize not only the knowledge and skills that you've gained, they also reveal the commitment, initiative, and determination you possess. So the graduating class of 2018 has a special place in the history of Clover Park, so permit me to take a moment and introduce you to our audience today. First of all, there are 1,296 of you graduating this academic year, though only 440 of whom are here this afternoon. Individually, you've achieved essential competencies in your field, demonstrating excellence along the way. You're the 22nd graduating class of the college, bringing the total number of CPTC graduates since 1993 to 28,286. You range in age from 16 to 69, with an average age of 31. Okay. 57% of you are female, and 36% of you are students of color. Yeah. The program with the largest number of students graduating this year is the Computer Networking and Information System Security program with 183 graduates. So if you're a CNISS student, stand up right now so they can see who you are. How many are here? Very good. Thank you. Of those of you participating in today's graduation, 7 of you are receiving both your high school diploma and an associate degree at the same time. So if you are one of those and you are here, please stand up. All right, you may be seated. Okay. Close to half of this year's graduating class, or 46%, came to CPTC with prior collegiate work. In fact, 15% of the graduates already had a degree before beginning their studies at CPTC. Our students come from countries that span the globe, including China and Panama, the home countries of some of the graduates here this evening. 106% of our graduating class were accepted into Phi Theta Kappa, the International Honor Society of two-year colleges, and you will recognize them this evening by the gold stole and blue honor cords that they're wearing around their neck. We also recognize our veterans graduating this evening through the red, white, and blue cords they're wearing. So, okay. Veterans, please stand. If you're a veteran, too. Phi Theta Kappa, I didn't have stand, but I think you see them with that beautiful yellow, and you'll notice them as they go across the stage. To provide a better picture of our graduating class this evening, I'd like to have our graduates and their faculty stand when I list your program. So let's begin with those who are achieving their high school credential this evening, either through the Northwest Career and Technical High School, Running Start, or attainment of a GED. So high school faculty and staff and adult basic education staff, please stand with your high school graduates so we may see who you are. If you're high. Very good. Yay. You have achieved a tremendous accomplishment and we're very proud of you. Congratulations. Education that stretches across all of the technical programs at Clover Park comes from the general education faculty who teach pre-college math and English, college-level general education courses such as math, English, speech, science, and our bachelor's courses. In addition to these general education courses that serve all of our students, we also have a bachelor's degree that was designed to serve students from across our campus who graduate with an associate degree. The Bachelor of Applied Science and Operations Management was developed to provide opportunity for any student with a technical associate degree to pursue further education to acquire a bachelor's degree. So at this time, I'd like the graduates of our Bachelor of Applied Science degree, if you are present, to stand along with all of our general education faculty and bachelor's faculty. Thank you. Very good. Next, I'm going to ask the students to stand by school. Students and faculty, please stand as I list your program. So from the School of Aerospace and Aviation, we have Aviation Maintenance Technician graduates and Professional Pilot graduates and their faculty. Please stand. From the School of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Design, and that includes architectural engineering design, computer networking and information system security, computer programming, digital entertainment design and production, environmental sciences and technology, graphic technologies, and interior design. Please stand with your faculty. Very good. So from our School of Automotive and Trades, we have Automotive Collision Technician, Automotive Technician, Construction Technology, Electrician Low Voltage Fire Security, Heating and Air Conditioning Refrigeration Service Technician, Upholstery, and Welding. So if that is your school and you are a faculty member or a graduate, please stand. From the School of Advanced Manufacturing, we have students graduating in advanced composites, manufacturing, mechatronics, and non-destructive testing. So if that is your school, please stand. Nice. Okay. From the School of Nursing, and I know our nursing students have a pinning earlier in the year, but in the School of Nursing, we have licensed practical nursing, registered nursing, pre-nursing degree, and certified nursing assistant. So if you are a faculty member in that program or a graduate, please stand. Yay, I'm glad to see you here. From the School of Health and Human Development, the programs that we have graduates from are Central Service Sterile Processing, Dental Assistant, Early Care and Education, Health Unit Coordinator, Hemodialysis Technician, Human Services, Medical Assistant, Medical Histology Technician, Medical Lab Technician, Pharmacy Technician, and Surgical Technology. Please stand. And then one more school of programs, and that is our School of Business and Personal Services. In that school, we have accounting, cosmetology, culinary arts, aesthetic sciences, massage studies, pastry arts, retail business management. Please stand with your faculty. Yay, cosmetology now. All right. So graduates, you came to Clover Park for a variety of reasons, which for most of you meant preparing for a career, and you have well done that. You've accomplished your goals, and many of you have become employed even before graduating. If you've already been offered a job in your new field, please stand. And that's before they're done with school, so we're pretty impressed. Okay. Though I have only a handful of names and the jobs that they have been acquired, I would like to list them. I think I just have 5 or 6, but it's so you can hear the type of jobs our graduates are getting. Claire Campbell, graduating tonight from the Mechatronics program, has accepted a position as automation engineer at GoTech Automation. Timothy Young, also from Mechatronics, has been offered a position as maintenance technician with Newcold. And Ross Jackman from the same program has decided to move directly into a bachelor's degree and is pursuing his BAS in operations management at Clover Park. From the interior design program, Carissa Coleman has been hired as interior designer and project assistant at CTM Granite, and Madison Cassidy has accepted a position as commercial interior designer at Bar Green Ellison. From the architectural engineering design program, graduate Danny Martinez has accepted a position with Thermal Supply Incorporated as our Northwest commercial estimator. And from the dental assistant program, Megan Lanfear, Desiree Figueroa, and Tricia Andrus have all been hired as dental assistants and will work respectively for Dr. Sammy Pack, the Center for Children's Dentistry, and Innovative Smiles in Gig Harbor. So our graduates are going to work. Many more have jobs already lined up. We're proud of them, and we know the others will be having a job soon behind them. Okay. In addition to today's ceremony be a time of celebration for our graduates, it's also a time of celebration for our college, because this represents the culminating experience of the work that we do. We prepare people to educate our mission is to educate tomorrow's workforce, and we prepare people for jobs. Your success is also the success of our faculty and staff, and you represent CPTC as you take on new responsibilities and become an effective practitioner within your industry. At this time, I want to thank and recognize the faculty and staff who have supported you along the way. There are many in this room who have contributed to your success. In addition to them, certainly your instructors are among those you've had the most contact with during your time at CPTC. They're experts in their field, and they work tirelessly to help our students achieve their academic and employment goals. There are also many others who supported your success, such as advisors, librarians, financial aid staff, enrollment services, foundation staff, and deans. These and other administrators and staff of the college work quietly behind the scenes each day on behalf of each individual student. So faculty, staff, and administrators of Clover Park, please stand to be recognized. If you're already standing, wave. All right, so. Thank you. This evening, we're celebrating completion of the requirements for your degree, certificate, or diploma. It's something that no one can ever take away from you, and something that will impact the rest of your life. We're very proud of you. We're glad for this opportunity to celebrate with you today. At this time, I'd like to introduce to the podium Mr. Scott Lachele, Vice President for Student Success, to introduce our student speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Loveday. My name is Scott Lachele, and I'm the Vice President for Student Success. I'm pleased to introduce our student speaker for this evening's ceremony. Michael Clark is a student in our Human Services program. He served as your legislative officer of the Associated Student Government during the 2016-17 academic year, where he took student advocacy to a level never seen before at Clover Park. His mom and dad, grandma, little brother and sister, and a few aunts and uncles are here tonight to celebrate with him. Michael has been working professionally in his field for nearly a year with the Thurston County Superior Court. Please join me in welcoming Michael Clark Jr. to the podium as your student speaker.
Good evening, and welcome faculty, staff, Board of Trustees, family, friends, and the graduating class of 2018. I'm humbled by this opportunity to be here and celebrate with you today. My name is Michael Clark, and as Mr. Lachelet mentioned, I was a student in the Human Services Program and the legislative officer with the Associated Student Government during my time at CPTC. Academic excellence isn't something that just happens. It takes time, patience, and the support and encouragement of many people in our support network. I want to take a moment and give those that have supported us, many of them here today, very hot, a round of applause. On a personal note, I want to acknowledge a few people in my own support network, my grandmother for setting an example and being someone to look up to, my parents for encouraging me never to give up, especially my dad, who always pushed me to do my best. My siblings for allowing me to set a positive example for them, and my friends for being there when times were tough. Specifically, my good friend Tracy, who inspires me to be a better person daily. I'd also like to thank a few people that work at CPTC that have made a positive impact on my life. Dr. Loveday, college president, Dr. Dotson, VP of Strategic Development, Dr. Hausinger, my instructor and mentor in the Human Services Program, and of course, I wouldn't be here without his consistent support, Cal Irwin, Director of Student Involvement and Supervisor. These dedicated professionals saw potential in me and worked with me day in and day out, challenging me, keeping me focused, and always reminding me to trust the process. Anytime I needed advice, mentorship, had personal problems, or was struggling, it was these people who were there for me and reminded me of my goals and ambitions. CPTC shaped me into the professional I am today. It was my experience both in and out of the classroom where I would develop my ability to advocate for myself and others on issues that affect our community. During my last academic year at CPTC, I was able to secure full-time employment in my career field, with the Thurston County Superior Court as a counselor. I have since continued my education and am pursuing a bachelor's in counseling. It is my goal to complete my master's degree and one day come back to Clover Park and teach in the Human Services Program. It is times like this, momentous occasions and milestones, that give me pause to reflect on the past, acknowledge the present, and look forward to the future. If you'll allow me, I'd like to take a moment and reflect on my own life and what led me here today. I'm frequently asked how I came to work with addicted, high-risk, high-needs offenders that are going through the court system. This is a loaded question for me. When I enrolled at Clover Park, I had just served a 4-year prison sentence due to some poor life choices. I told myself I would never again do anything that would jeopardize my freedom, and whatever opportunity I had in the future, I would make the most of it. I moved 300 miles from my hometown and was eager to start a new life for myself. With my history of addiction, crime, and incarceration, I wasn't sure what I was going to be able to do, though. I knew I wasn't going to let my background prevent me from having a meaningful career with a powerful purpose. I had heard stories of success from people that came from similar backgrounds, and if they could do it, then so could I. This was my opportunity to make the most of my life, and it was the education and my experience at Clover Park that transformed my life and helped me find that purpose. Reflecting on my experience going through prison, I watched men coming in and out of the system repeatedly, repeating the same offenses and relying on their same old behavior to have their needs met. I saw mentally ill men come and go without ever receiving any kind of mental health aid or assessment. I experienced a system that neglected to provide any tools or skills necessary to break the cycle of incarceration. Those in the prison system need more than rehabilitation. They need habilitation. They need to learn the basic tools for healthy living to avoid turning back to drugs, crime, and violent behavior. The degree I'm receiving today has allowed me to advocate for and work directly with the court system to establish trust, safety, and a place for healing in hopes of breaking that cycle. It was this eye-opening experience that led me to the Human Services program. I knew I wanted to make a difference in the community and serve a population that would benefit from my experience successfully navigating through the prison and court system. This is my way of connecting my past to my degree and life mission of helping teach people to live and not just survive. I am very thankful for the opportunities that have been given to me to make a better life for myself, for the education I have received, and a second chance at life. I was able to achieve all this and more, all at Clover Park Technical College. I'm excited at the opportunity to help others get a second chance. That second chance for many I work with is the first chance at life that they've ever had. I thank Clover Park for developing my skills and abilities needed to open the door to the rest of my life and help me carry out my mission of service. CPTC empowered me to stand out and be who I wanted to be. While serving as your legislative officer of the Associated Student Government, I was able to advocate for CPTC and its students at the local, state, and federal level. This experience ignited my passion for advocacy, community building, and servant leadership. As a legislative officer, I was able to align my personal and professional interests and follow the progression and even testify on behalf of a policy bill that would allow for correction center inmates to be able to earn an associate's degree while incarcerated. I kept my cool when my viewpoints were challenged by legislators and focused on my goal of increasing access to this underserved population. This bill has since passed. I had the opportunity to meet many students during my time at CPTC who shared stories of perseverance and resilience, which makes today's celebration all that more important and significant. When my position ended with the Associated Student Government, I realized that the goal to improve our life unites us all. Tonight is a major milestone as we all continue to take our life in directions that were only once a dream. As a class of 2018, it's our responsibility to use the tools and skills we have gained while at CPTC to impact the communities we've chosen to serve both personally and professionally. Graduates, you have your own story that has led you here to this very moment. I want to challenge not only myself, but all of you to use your experience to influence future decisions and give voice to those that don't have their own. We all came to Clover Park Technical College wanting to take our life in a new direction. We've come this far. Where will we go from here? Congratulations, class of 2018, you've earned this.
That was wonderful, Michael, and you have made your mark on Clover Park as well and on our lives as well during your time there, so thank you. Thank you. This year, Clover Park Technical College is celebrating its 75th year of providing quality education to meet the workforce needs of our region. As we come to the end of our anniversary year, it's particularly fitting this evening to have as our guest speaker someone who has had a substantial impact on our college, as well as on the lives of countless men and women across our state who have pursued a technical career, much like our graduates. Mr. Mark Martinez is the president of Washington's Building and Construction Trades Council. In this role, he has firsthand knowledge of the countless opportunities and critical need within our state for more people to pursue careers in the trades. He's known statewide for advocating for workers and supporting programs that contribute to a highly skilled, diverse workforce. Mr. Martinez received his Journeyman Roofer Certificate from the Pierce County Roofers Joint Apprenticeship Training Council in 1985, and he has been a strong advocate for apprenticeship programs and technical education ever since. He's actively involved in the community, serving as the labor member of the Pierce County Workforce Development Council and a senior fellow of the American Leadership Forum. In the past, he has served as a trustee for the Tacoma Public Library and as a commissioner for the Pierce County Housing Authority. Mr. Martinez has served on the Board of Trustees for Clover Park Technical College since January 2009, where he provides valued insight and leadership. It's my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Mark Martinez, who will deliver our commencement address.
President Loveday, my fellow trustees, faculty and staff, friends and family of the Clover Park community, and especially the graduates here tonight, thank you for the chance to share a few words with you this evening. Tonight I want to talk about three things. One is the reason the Clover Park exists. Second one will be a challenge I'm going to give to the graduates as they leave this institution. And I'm going to end with the greatest advice that I can give anybody about how to succeed in your career. Clover Park Technical College exists for one reason, and that's need. The need to have a skilled and dedicated workforce that can work with both their hands and their heads. At the start of the college in 1942, the need was for airplane mechanics, shipbuilders, and auto mechanics to support our troops during the Second World War. Today, strong minds and skilled hands are needed in science and technology, healthcare, business, advanced manufacturing, and nursing. We continue to instruct in those first skills in our automotive and trades and aviation schools. Clover Park's strength is the ability to adapt to a changing economy. As really smart people dream up the next technological breakthrough, there is a need for other really smart people who are willing to work with their hands to both build and maintain that technology. And that goes for old technology too. Someone has to keep the lights on, the heat going, and the planes flying. And someone has to have that caring touch in a medical emergency. Our ongoing partnerships with industry leaders and professionals keep our institution relevant and current, making our students the best applicants for industry needs. Businesses understand that our graduates are looking for lifelong careers, not just a job. Clover Park Technical College is a school of the practical. Our graduates bring dreams into reality. They take theory and make it tangible. The careers that our graduates enter into make our community safer, richer, and enhance the quality of life for all of us. Okay, now I'm going to tell you at this point, I'm feeling kind of like a little bit of a fraud. I confess I did not graduate from a college, and wearing this graduation cap is making me feel a little uncomfortable. So if you don't mind, I'm going to put on my graduate hat. So as President Loveday noted in her kind introduction, I come out of the construction trades apprenticeship system of education, and I'm still damn proud to be a journeyman roofer. I learned my craft by working alongside skilled tradesmen that were willing to give up their time and experience to me on the job site. Now, I say this in order to frame the challenge that I'm going to place on each of the graduates here tonight. Graduation is not the end of the road. It is, as Winston Churchill said, the end of the beginning. As you go into your careers, you will have good days and you will have not so good days. You will increase your skills through experience and master your profession by doing the work. And you will find, hopefully, one of the greatest gifts of all, the mentors that you encounter in the workplace. So that person that gives you a little bit of encouragement, or that small piece of advice how to get along with somebody, or the person that shows you a better way of doing a task. And you will know this mentor by a secret code spoken by the wisest of them. It's an innocent phrase that you hear a fair amount, but you may not really understand what it means. And I will tell you, this question has literally changed my life every single time I heard it. You know what the question is? Hey, can I buy you a cup of coffee? I want to talk to you about something. From putting away my tool bags to go into leadership positions in the labor movement, to being appointed to the Board of Trustees to this college, every career change that I have ever had started with that simple question. Hey, can I buy you a cup of coffee? I want to talk to you about something. Listen for that question throughout your career. It may not come from an obvious source, but always take up that opportunity and drink the coffee. It will change your life. My challenge to the graduates behind me is to become that mentor. Reach back to those that follow. Be that person you wished they had talked to you. Be free with exchanging ideas, knowledge, and experience. It is one of the best investments that you can make for your career. At the beginning of this talk, I promised you to give you the most important piece of advice for career success. The one skill that all industries and companies will reward and value. The one skill that will advance your career and your life. Wake up, be on time, every day, 5 days a week. So graduates, and I hate speaking with my back to you, repeat after me. Wake up. Wake up. Be on time. Be on time. Every day. 5 days a week. Now, some may laugh at that, but you ask any employer why they let go of people. It's usually not because of technical skill. You can get trained for that. Sometimes it's about the ability of getting along with fellow employees. But the number one reason that employers will terminate an employee for the reason that they can't get out of bed, can't show up to start a shift, and you can't work the entire week. Again, wake up, be on time, every day, 5 days a week. In conclusion, I thank all of you for the opportunity to speak with you. I am honored to be a trustee of this college and proud of the accomplishments of these graduates. And graduates, remember, always drink the coffee and go buy yourself the best alarm clock on the market. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. I know the graduates are going to accept your challenge and because they all want to be successful. Will the graduates for the Bachelor of Applied Science degree, the Associate of Applied Technology degrees, the Certificate of Completion, high school diploma, and high school equivalency. Please rise. President Loveday, members of the Board of Trustees, and guests, on behalf of the Clover Park Technical College faculty, I present to you the graduating class of 2018 and certify that each of the graduates has successfully completed all of the requirements for the degrees, the certificates, the high school diplomas, and the high school efficiencies, which they are about to receive. Here they are.
So graduates, please have a seat, and we will have you come forward by row with your diploma.
Timothy Young, Mechatronics Associate's degree.
So right there, shake her hand.
Okay. Claire Campbell. Angie Agrita, Mechatronics Associate's degree. Travis Nolan, Mechatronics Associate degree. Ross Jackman, Mechatronics Associate's degree. Cord Voles, Mechatronics Associate's degree. Dennis Garrett, Fundamental Skills for Manufacturing and Engineering Certificate. John McCourt, Manufacturing Technologies Associate's degree. Barrett Hess, Manufacturing Technologies Associate's degree.
Robert Hibbard, Manufacturing Technologies Associate's degree.
William Dillon, Manufacturing Technologies Associate's degree.
Angela Liv, Bachelor's of Applied Science and Operations Management.
Cheyenne Yazi, Non-Destructive Testing Associate's degree.
Jose Natali Bonilla, Non-Destructive Testing Associate's degree.
Vin Tran, Non-Destructive Testing Associate's degree, Composites Associate's degree.
Michael Weidman, Non-Destructive Testing Associate's degree.
Kyle Moses, Non-Destructive Testing Associate's degree.
Catherine Brooks, Non-Destructive Testing Associate's degree.
John Marashki, Non-Destructive Testing Associate's degree.
Matthew Davis, Non-Destructive Testing Associate's degree.
Andrew Todd, Environmental Sciences and Technology, Associate's degree.
Lorena Nordgillen, Environmental Sciences, Technologies, Associate's degree.
Colleen Griffin, Environmental Sciences and Technology, Associate's degree.
Douglas Chamberlain, Environmental Sciences, Technology, Associate's degree.
Michael Nail, Architectural Engineering Design, Associate's degree.
Darilee Letgo, Architectural Engineering Design, Associate's degree.
Ryan John, Architectural Engineering Design, Associate's degree.
Tyler Timothy Mix, Architectural Engineering Design, Associate's degree.
Daniel Martinez, Architectural Engineering Design, Associate's degree.
Misty Cushman, Architectural Engineering Design, Associate's degree.
Kyla Sigua, Architectural Engineering Design, Associate's degree.
Richard Applegate, Computer Networking Information Systems Security, Associate's degree.
Michelle Mitchell, Architectural Engineering Design, Associate degree.
Does that really speak into the mic? James Warner, Architectural Engineering Design, Associate's degree.
Alexandra Disla, Architectural Engineering Design, Associate degree.
Armand Bersenio, Architecture, Engineering, Design, Associate's degree.
Philip Castro, Architectural Engineering Design, Associate degree.
Maxwell McMullen, Graphic Technologies, Associate's degree.
Larry Carlton, Graphic Technologies, Associate degree.
Ariana Vendetti, Graphic Technologies, Associate's degree.
Angela Collins, Graphic Technologies, Associate degree.
Nikki Harding, Graphic Technologies, Associate's degree and high school diploma.
Calvin Whitman, Graphic Technologies, Associate degree.
James Trey Applegate, Computer Programming and Web Development, Associate's degree.
Sima Joseph, Computer Programming and Web Development, Associate degree.
Jana Kawamoto, Computer Programming, Web Development, Associate's degree.
Maureen Kariuki, Computer Programming and Web Development, Associate degree.
Thanks, Connie. Wanlidi Sukrachan, Interior Design, Associate's degree.
Carissa Coleman, Interior Design, Associate degree.
Shelby Johnson, Interior Design, Associate's degree.
Anna Whitford, Interior Design, Associate degree.
Yuki Batten, Interior Design, Associate's degree.
Alex Whitman, Interior Design, Associate degree.
Sarah Clark, Interior Design, Associate's degree.
Rafaela Roette, Interior Design, Associate degree.
Alyssa Carpenter, Interior Design, Associate's degree. Kitchen and Bath certification, Sustainable Interior Design certification.
Madison Cassidy, Interior Design, Associate degree, and Sustainable Design.
Kayla-Ann Wanmer, Sustainable Interior Design degree.
Kayla Westendorf, Interior Design, Associate degree, Kitchen and Bath certification.
Robin Kirby, Interior Design, Associate's degree.
Sabrina Lopez Reyes, Interior Design, Associate degree, Kitchen and Bath certificate.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Joseph Allen, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate's degree.
Thomas Kowalski, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate degree.
Patrick Brishon II, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate's degree.
Taylor McGee, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate degree.
Alexander Otti, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate's degree.
Stephen Petrosky, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate degree.
Matthew Olson, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate's degree.
Melissa Brigham, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate degree.
Richard Ahrens, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate degree.
Daryl James, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate degree.
Lam Ho, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate's degree.
Jacob Bullard, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate degree.
Jeremy Hall, Computer Networking and Information System, Associate's degree.
Brandon Ballard, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate degree.
Cassidy Christensen, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate's degree.
Michael Vo, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate degree.
Joshua Busing, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate's degree.
Andrew Keller, Computer Networking and Information Systems Security, Associate degree.
Leslie McIntyre, Computer Networking Information Systems Security, Professional Certificate.
William Pope, Environmental Sciences and Technology, Associate degree.
Lance Kapsch, Environmental Sciences and Technology, Associate's degree.
Eric DeWarscheis, Environmental Sciences and Technology, Associate degree.
Frank Riley, Environmental Sciences and Technology, Associate's degree.
Ryan Danley, Environmental Sciences and Technology, Associate degree.
Bree Stacy Rodriguez, Massage Studies, Associate degree.
Ruben Robinson, Massage Studies, Associate's degree.
Caitlin Young, Massage Studies, Associate's degree.
Christy Him, Swedish Practitioner Certificate.
Tracy Pina, Swedish Practitioner Certificate.
Lydia Miller, Swedish Practitioner Certificate.
Brian Haltrop, Massage Studies Associate's degree.
Vanessa Walters, Massage Studies Associate's degree.
Andres Misco Milano, Swedish Practitioner Certificate.
Cheyenne Rivers, Swedish Practitioner Certificate.
Gavin McGee, Swedish Practitioner Certificate.
Ayana White, Swedish Practitioner Certificate.
Phyllis Norman, Swedish Practitioner Certificate.
Tiana Richards, Cosmetology Hair Designer Associate's degree.
Tina Rucker, Cosmetology Hair Designer Associate's degree.
Angela Del Vecchio, Cosmetology Hair Designer Associate's degree.
Sierra Wesley, Cosmetology Hair Design Associate's degree.
Shalise Hines, Cosmetology Hair Designer Associate's degree.
Alexi Howell, Cosmetology Hair Design Associate's degree.
Courtney Blevins, Cosmetology Hair Designer Associate's degree.
Kara Simmons Brow, Cosmetology Associate's degree.
Annika Jackson, Cosmetology Hair Design Associate's degree.
Emma Guzman, Cosmetology Hair Design Associate's degree.
Mary Ellis, Cosmetology Associate's degree.
Tracy Wise, Cosmetology Hair Designer Associate's degree.
Trayvana Carter, Cosmetology Associate's degree.
Shaniqua Kiara Forrest, Cosmetology Associate's degree.
Rawonia Shimasaki, Cosmetology Associate's degree.
Olivia Harkness, Cosmetology Associate's degree.
Petra Bauman, Cosmetology Hair Designer Associate's degree.
Kalika Johnson, Cosmetology Hair Designer Associate's degree.
Stephanie Picasso, Cosmetology Hair Designer Associate's degree.
Tierra Swansea, Cosmetology Associate's degree.
Janelle Dart, Cosmetology Hair Designer Associate's degree.
Tiana Ollie, Cosmetology, Associate's degree.
Christine Kuhn, Cosmetology Hair Designer Associate's degree.
Sarah Tobler, Hair Designer, Associate's degree.
Stephanie Ahern, cosmetology certificate.
Jenny Carter, cosmetology, associate's degree.
Chantel Thompson, cosmetology associate's degree.
Shariah Cook, high school diploma and cosmetology hair design associate degree.
Emma De Leon, high school diploma, cosmetology hair design associate's degree.
Mercedes McGee, aesthetic sciences associate degree.
Madison Ray, high school diploma, aesthetic sciences associate's degree.
Kaylin Cooper, aesthetic sciences associate degree.
Savon Molly Muth, aesthetic sciences associate's degree.
Alexandria Taylor, aesthetic sciences associate degree.
Nelia Cummings, aesthetic sciences associate's degree.
Jody Tongulai, aesthetic sciences associate degree.
Latasha Cooks, aesthetic sciences associate's degree.
Wendy Harp, aesthetic sciences associate degree.
Alicia Larson, aesthetic sciences associate's degree.
Adriana Puryear, aesthetic sciences associate degree.
Tatiana Schipper, aesthetic sciences associate's degree.
Brianna Harris, aesthetic sciences associate degree.
Lupe Sanchez, master esthetician certificate.
Mariah Thompson, aesthetic sciences associate degree.
Nicole Carson, aesthetic sciences associate's degree.
Morgan Heron, aesthetic sciences associate degree.
Tara Brown, aesthetic sciences associate's degree.
Chelsea Grady, aesthetic sciences associate degree.
Hannah Boyce, aesthetic sciences associate's degree.
Jodeci Cherry, aesthetic sciences associate degree.
Jolana Bell, aesthetic sciences associate's degree.
Stormy Dean, aesthetic sciences associate degree.
Michelle McCormick, aesthetic sciences associate's degree.
Monica McKinney, aesthetic associate's degree.
Kenyetta Otis, pastry arts associate's degree.
Chelsea King, Pastry Arts, Associate Degree.
Bridget Palm, Pastry Arts Associate's degree.
Genevieve Coyne, Pastry Arts, Associate Degree.
Dorcas Ferguson, Pastry Arts Associate's degree.
Michelle Bishop, Pastry Arts, Associate Degree.
Derek Bishop, Culinary Arts Associate's degree and Pastry Arts Associate's degree.
Cassie Parks, Culinary and Pastry Arts Degree.
Anna Polton, Culinary Arts Associate's degree.
Khadijah Wiley, Culinary Arts, Associate Degree.
Jamie Knutson, Culinary Arts Associate's degree.
Trishelle Paima, Pastry Arts and Culinary Arts, Associate Degrees.
Ebony Johnson, Culinary Arts Associate's degree.
Naomi Martin, Culinary Arts, Associate Degree.
Calvinal Johnson, Retail Business Management Associate's degree.
Brian Monette, Accounting, Associate Degree.
Young Shearer, Accounting Associate's degree.
Cherie Burnett, Accounting, Associate Degree.
Malikia Antonio, Accounting Associate's degree.
Lorena Zuniga, Accounting, Associate's Degree.
Whitey Lukey, Basic Bookkeeping for Small Business Certificate.
Bria Hess, Accounting, Associate Degree.
Colby Durr, Electrician Low Voltage Fire Security Associate's degree.
Joshua Molenkoff, Electrician, Low Voltage, Security Degree.
Carlitos Ortiz, Electrician Low Voltage Fire Security Associate's degree.
Liam Shinsky, Electrician, Low Voltage, Security Associate Degree.
Rachel Short, Electrician Low Voltage Fire Security Associate's degree.
Michael Clark Jr., Human Services, Associate Degree.
Holly Williams, Cosmetology Hair Designer Associate's degree.
Monica James, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Rosalia Ross, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Siobhan McNeil, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Kristen Downs, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Marie Todd, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Marjorie Tolaula Tassi, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Shakiria Jackson, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Kenya Pablo Garcia, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Charmaine Wilson, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Marianne Garcia, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Jocelyn Hernandez, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Katia Soto Nieves, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Serena Tab, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Anna Call, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Panan Naget, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Molly Hicks, Health Unit Coordinator Certificate.
Tween Nguyen, Medical Histology Technician Associate's Degree.
Jasmine Elizondo, Medical Histology Technician, Associate's Degree.
Aaron Anthony, Medical Histology Technician Associate's Degree.
Molinda Sue, Medical Histology Technician, Associate's Degree.
Gemma Todd, Medical Histology Technician Associate's Degree.
Crystal Farron, Medical Histology Technician, Associate's Degree.
Tammy Hansen, Medical Histology Technician Associate's Degree.
Damaris Hughes Shannon, Medical Histology Technician, Associate's Degree.
Jose Lopez Olivares, Medical Histology Technician Associate's Degree.
Stevie Houston, Medical Histology Technician, Associate's Degree.
Caitlin Aldrich, Central Services Processing Certificate.
Leslie Sanchez Torres, Central Service Sterile Processing Certificate.
Jamie West, Central Service Sterile Processing Certificate.
Yuridia De Jesus, Central Service Sterile Processing Certificate.
Kara Holem Bell, Central Service Sterile Processing Certificate.
Jennifer Doyle, Central Service Sterile Processing Certificate.
Crystal Gordon, Central Service Sterile Processing Certificate.
Rachel Ayers, Bachelor's of Applied Science in Operations Management.
Jackson G., Bachelor's of Applied Science in Operations Management.
Victoria Mutinda, Dental Assistant, Associate Degree.
Emily Grenier, Dental Assistant, Associate's degree.
Perla Acosta, Dental Assistant, Associate degree.
Sydney Eck, Dental Assistant Certificate.
Sierra Cobb, Dental Assistant, Associate degree.
Desiree Figueroa, Dental Assistant, Associate's degree.
Patricia Andrus, Dental Assistant, Associate degree.
Megan Lanphier, Dental Assistant, Associate's degree.
Leah Bruskus, Dental Assistant, Associate degree.
Mark Ramick, Dental Assistant, Associate's degree.
Ashley Hutchinson, Dental Assistant, Associate degree.
Fabi Romero, Dental Assistant, Associate's degree.
Barbara Garrison, Dental Assistant, Associate degree.
Kendra Jones, Dental Assistant, Associate's degree.
Sarah McCullough, Dental Assistant, Associate degree.
Han Lee, Dental Assistant, Associate's degree.
Julie Thompson, Dental Assistant, Associate degree.
Crystal Aishin Olson, Dental Assistant, Associate's degree.
Angela Golson, Dental Assistant, Associate degree.
Kelly McGill, Early Care Education, Associate's degree.
Tarsha Williams Hines, Early Care and Education, Associate's degree.
Denise Whitelaw, Early Care Education, Associate's degree.
Charity Stinson, Early Care and Education, Associate degree.
Dee Hang, Dental Assistant, Associate's degree.
Kay Ajifu, Early Care and Education, Associate degree.
Rebecca Webster, Early Care Education, Associate's degree.
Kaylee Lanier, Early Care and Education, Associate's degree.
Michelin Douglas Boothby, State Initial Early Childhood Education Certificate.
Justine Pasquale, Early Care and Education, Associate degree.
Benjamin Sokol, Professional Pilot, Associate's degree.
Maurice Ratliff, Professional Pilot, Associate's degree.
David Schmidt, Aviation Maintenance Technician, Associate's degree.
Barbara Van Heis, Human Services, Associate degree.
Jeremy Myers, Chemical Dependency Specialist Certificate.
Tiffany Cooney, Chemical Dependency Specialist, Certificate.
Brandy Kitchens, Human Services Associate's degree.
Vanessa Vinup, Human Services, Associate degree.
Diane Weston, Human Services Associate's degree.
Avriana Johnson, Human Services, Associate degree.
Marcel Guarin, Human Services Associate's degree.
Jaslyn Knighton, Human Services, Associate degree.
Judith Velasquez, Human Services Associate's degree.
Mark Ford, Human Services, Associate degree.
Edgar Wienak Mendez, Medical Laboratory Technician, Associate's degree.
April Estep, Medical Lab Technician, Associate degree.
Tao Ta, Medical Laboratory Technician, Associate degree.
Marwa Shihata, Medical Lab Technician, Associate degree.
Stan Yanishak, Medical Laboratory Technician degree.
Marissa English, Surgical Technology, Associate degree.
Laura Bumpton, Surgical Technology, Associate's degree.
Jordana Blake, Surgical Technology, Associate degree.
Stephanie Head, Surgical Technology, Associate's degree.
Mary Taylor, Surgical Technology, Associate degree.
Nicole Carlson, Surgical Technology, Associate's degree.
Stacy Pleger, Surgical Technology, Associate degree.
Scott Bell, Surgical Technology, Associate's degree.
Trevor Dalrymple, Surgical Technology, Associate degree.
Jasenia Moncada Lee, Surgical Technology, Associate's degree.
Ignacia Cushenberry, Surgical Technology, Associate degree.
Vivian Schmidt, Surgical Technology, Associate's degree.
Barbara Rybeck, Surgical Technology, Associate degree.
Sarah Gamache, Surgical Technology, Associate's degree.
Ashley Crittenden, Surgical Technology, Associate degree.
Tai Kim, Surgical Technology, Associate's degree.
Nancy Salazar, Surgical Technology, Associate degree.
Tirvi Nim, Surgical Technology, Associate's degree.
Vladislav Zagarukal, Surgical Technology, Associate degree.
Earl Payton, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Taylor Menifee, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Jacqueline Myers, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Katie Stamaris, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Tatiana Tekmenzi, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Crystal Wright, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Jacqueline Rosas Preciano, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Reagan Davis, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Ana Andres, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Ashley Champagne, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Rachel Healy, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Sierra Nessel, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Annie Gates, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Sarah Layton, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Terry Fisher, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Gina Delguy, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Cody Ann Ellis, Medical Assistant, Associate's degree.
Asitu Nadaya, Hemodialysis Technician Certificate.
Latrice Johnson, Hemodialysis Technician Certificate.
Angelina Amore, Phlebotomy Program Certificate.
Michelle Thorin, Phlebotomy Program Certificate.
Angela Howard, Phlebotomy Program Certificate.
Galina Sidorenko, Hemodialysis Technician Certificate.
Tony Trent Eberhardt, Hemodialysis Technician Certificate.
Greta Bachmeyer, Hemodialysis Technician Certificate.
Rebecca Van Hagen, Hemodialysis Technician Certificate.
Maria Aligio, Hemodialysis Technician Certificate.
V. Nguyen, Hemodialysis Certificate.
Jung Hu, Hemodialysis Program Certificate.
Christine Him, Nursing Assistant Certificate.
Wyatt Schwartz, Pharmacy Technician degree.
Jonathan Langdon, Pharmacy Technician degree.
Sunsandi So, Pharmacy Technician degree.
Edith Googie, Pharmacy Technician degree.
Shannon Troy, pharmacy technician degree.
Dorothy Wood, pharmacy technician degree.
Heidi Douglas, pharmacy technician degree.
Maria Vander Sanden, pharmacy technician degree.
Ryan Goosens, pharmacy technician degree.
Shavana McCrae, pharmacy technician certificate.
Crystal Ann Golden, pharmacy technician degree.
Sarah Morrison, pharmacy technician degree.
Damian Foster, pharmacy technician degree.
Tavri Chan, pharmacy technician certificate.
Lynn Tran, pharmacy technician degree.
V. Hong, pharmacy technician degree.
Amanda Lott, pharmacy technician degree.
Yvonne Martinez, nursing assistant certificate.
Esmeralda Hernandez, nursing assistant certificate.
Evelyn Zuniga, nursing assistant certificate.
Rachel Denise Gonzalez, nursing assistant certificate.
Jasmine Edwards, practical nursing certificate.
Linda Watson, Associate of Arts and Science, pre-nursing.
Liz McAllister, registered nursing associate's degree.
Rebecca LaDuke, Associate of Arts and Science, pre-nursing.
Ticey Strong, nursing assistant certificate.
Marissa Warren, practical nursing certificate.
Fafali Kennedy, Associates of Arts and Science pre-nursing.
Ernest Murphy, high school diploma.
Jesus Gonzalez, high school diploma.
Nancy Jimenez, high school diploma.
Jorge Jimenez, high school diploma.
Maylin Rivera, high school diploma.
Deja Denton, high school diploma.
Katie Guillen Perez, high school diploma.
Beatrice Desiderio Beitzen, high school diploma.
Asher Clare, high school diploma.
David Slusher, high school diploma.
Brian Margia, high school diploma.
Cyan Nakira Greer, high school diploma.
Samantha Van Wagner, high school diploma.
Vivek Mosi, high school diploma.
Jordan Lug, high school diploma.
Gabriela Montoya, high school diploma.
Vanessa Guerra, high school diploma.
Jordan Durr, high school diploma.
Kaylia Ford, high school diploma.
Rebecca Feist, high school diploma.
Sophia Shanks, high school diploma.
Emily Endicott, high school diploma.
Tai Nguyen, high school diploma.
Elizabeth Panetta, high school diploma.
Kira Harden, high school diploma.
Kenna Fry, high school diploma.
Desiree Giles, high school diploma.
Ignacio Borjas Calvo, high school diploma.
Alexis Walters, high school diploma.
Courtney Walters, high school diploma.
Demetria Henry, basic welding skills certificate.
Vanessa Clicas, automotive collision technician, associate's degree.
William Wagner, Automotive Collision Technician, Associate degree.
Aaron Tillman, Automotive Collision Technician, Associate's degree.
Emilio Cervantes, Automotive Collision Technician degree.
Levi McFarland, Automotive Collision Technician, Associate's degree.
Javon So, Automotive Collision Technician, Associate's degree.
Nico Jameson, Automotive Collision Technician, Associate's degree.
Eduardo Sanchez, Heating, Air Conditioning, Refrigeration Service Technician, Associate's degree.
Sergio Gomez, Heating and Air Conditioning Refrigeration Service Technician, Associate's degree.
Armando Rodriguez, Automotive Technician, Associate's degree.
Joseph Weigel, Automotive Technician, Associate's degree.
Leroy Rogers, Hybrid Alternate Fuel Maintenance, Associate's degree.
Robert Marquardt, Automotive Technician, Associate's degree.
Benjamin Gabriel, Automotive Technician, Associate's degree.
Brighton Cross and Duncan Cross, Automotive Technician, Associate's degree.
Douglas Tierney, Hybrid Alternate Fuel Maintenance, Associate's degree.
Levinson Arialdo Pena, Automotive Technician, Associate's degree.
Philip McDonald, Construction Technologies, Associate's degree.
Mason Sprodlin, Welding Technology, Associate's degree.
Joel Johnson, Welding Technologies, Associate's degree.
Christopher Carranza, Welding Technology, Associate's degree.
Stefan Labrador, Welding Technologies, Associate's degree.
Will the graduates please rise? Okay. All right. Members of the graduating class of 2018, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, and staff of Clover Park Technical College, I present you with the appropriate bachelor's degree, associate degree, certificate, or diploma, and bestow on you all the honors, rights, and privileges that you have earned. As a symbol of the attainment of your academic credential, you may now transfer your tassels from the right side of your cap to the left side. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Clover Park Technical College graduating class of 2018. As we conclude our ceremony, the graduates will be exiting and moving out to meet you out this exit. Please wait until the graduates are off the stage, and we'll see you after that. I declare these procedures to be closed. Thank you.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. I feel it. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. I feel tonight's the night. Let's live it up. I got my money, let's spin it up. Go out and smash it, like oh my God. Jump out that sofa, let's get off. I know that we'll have a ball if we get down and go out and just lose it all. I feel stressed out, I wanna let it go. Let's go way out, spaced out and losing our control. Fill up my cup, Mazel tov. Look at her dancing, just take it off. Let's paint the town, we'll shut it down. Let's burn the roof, and then we'll do it again. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it.